Hi, and a very warm welcome to Wellbeing Mission Control. I'm really glad you could join me. I'm Greg Parry, and I specialise in well-being. And one of the areas that I've noticed over the years that most people suffer from, though it tends to be a kind of an invisible affliction, and it's a sense that we're just not really good enough. Have you ever noticed that? That deep, dark, lurking suspicion that whatever we're doing, we're never really good enough. And one of the antidotes to this is to perhaps use a couple of positive affirmations. And I've encouraged a few people over the years to look in a mirror and smile and to simply say that who you are is enough. Have you ever tried that? It's not an expression to be used once and thrown away. It's something that you need to repeat 10, 12, 15, 20 times until you start to believe it. And it's something that you might want to repeat during the day, because when you get that idea that really who you are is enough, that we are a work in progress, that we're not perfect, we're not complete, we've had more than our share of troubles and difficulties and probably traumas, but that essentially who you are right now, it's enough. It's enough for everything you could possibly ask for, and maybe more importantly, it's more than enough for anyone else. It's amazing how we compromise in our relationships, possibly to avoid that lurking fear of being alone. If you can learn to be comfortable with yourself, it is infinitely easier to be comfortable around other people. But learning to trust yourself, learning to give yourself that daily, hourly affirmation, that understanding that who you are really is enough, is a great starting point, because we're all working on the weaknesses, we're all aiming to become better, to develop, to grow. But the more you can learn to accept yourself, the less resistance you find in the process of growth and transformation. It's as if the process becomes easier. It just feels more fluid. There is a natural progress to this kind of development. And it begins with that simple phrase. You're not looking for approval or acceptance from anyone else. Very pleasant those things can be. You're learning to give yourself the acceptance, the sense of approval. This is a great starting point for any program of growth and transformation. And it begins with that repetition of the phrase of who you are is enough. You know, you may find yourself in a difficult situation, particularly within our close relationships, where you're trying to defend yourself, even prove to the other person how worthy you are, playing a role to satisfy the people's demands. And yet when you feel deep in your heart that who you are is enough, you free yourself from all those strange efforts that you employ every day to try and show the world that you are worthy. You just don't have to prove it to anyone, because you've accepted it as a foundational principle. Yourself, for yourself, by yourself. And that'll make a massive impact on the quality of your life. What do you think? Have you tried it? Put it into practice. See what kind of a difference it makes. And if you want to share your feedback, your ideas, your suggestions, I'm always open to communication. I love to hear from you. And thanks from my heart to those of you who take the time to be in touch. It's great fun. I also look forward to being back with you again very soon. Allow me to wish you a wonderful weekend.